How you doing, everyone? Welcome to another episode here. My name is Lord PeteyTV. People also call me Pete. I just wanted to talk to everybody about this week's affixes. This is week 4 of our Mythic Plus dungeons for season 4. And this week's affixes are Fortified, Bursting, Storming, and Shrouded. Obviously, we've spoken about Shrouded before. Obviously, we've spoken about Fortified before. I'm just going to do a quick summary, make sure everybody knows what's going on. I'm going to show everybody a couple of videos of what happens when you're in a dungeon with those affixes. So, bursting, what ends up happening is there's an explosion when you kill an enemy that produces a dot onto that person. If you have more than one of those people killed, more than one is going to explode. So I would definitely say thumbs up to having priests that can mass dispel this week. So bursting itself, what ends up happening and is we'll talk about the pitfalls for it, but it's very much something that the DPS needs to watch. It's not just a healer affix, people. It is a DPS affix. And the reason why it's a DPS affix is because if you're just blowing stuff up, thinking you're cool with your big numbers, and you're not thinking about it, you're going to kill people, and you're going to ramp up, and you're going to kill people fast. And I'm really passionate about DPS knowing what the hell they're doing, because being a former main healer, I will tell people they can go stick it up their bums, because it is really, really frustrating when they end up pulling so much stuff that they're going to end up getting themselves killed. So definitely something that DPS need to keep an eye out for. Now, the other thing is storming. Now, storming, it's kind of like, it's got this dark cloud around it. And the reason why it's got a dark cloud around it is because you have the melee having most of the problems with this affix. Now, when it comes to storming, you'll be DPSing your mobs, you'll be doing your thing, blah, blah, blah. You'll have your tank your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Your healer's doing his thing. So everyone's doing their thing, and then all of a sudden, a puff of smoke appears. You can see it form on the ground, and it starts spinning in a circle around the group of mobs, around the tank, and around the melee. Being ranged gives you a lot of benefit here to not getting hit and not having to really worry about it. Now, the reason why it is an issue, and it's something you need to keep an eye out for, is if you're melee, it's going to go around, and then if you hit a melee, you're going to take damage, and you're going to pop up in the air. Now, there's a couple of times where you're going to have a couple of issues with that, and I'll talk about that later. It's specific things I want you to keep an eye out for. Now, storming, when you're melee, really keep an eye on it, because it will screw you up. You'll take damage, the healer's going to have to heal you, you're not going to be able to DPS, your DPS is going to be lower. Please keep an eye on those circles and try to avoid them. Back away, go back in. Back away, go, do what you got to do. The tanks, if they're good enough, they'll consistently move you away from those stormings, so you really don't have to worry about that. Now, as for the little thing I want you to talk about, I want you to keep an eye out for, is, for instance, the second boss, the dog boss in Workshop. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip that happened to us today. I actually, the tank pulled the dog really close to the crate. When he pulled him close to the crate, storming went off. Storming came around. I didn't see it because and it ended up hitting me. I popped up over the crate. I lost the debuff. I ended up getting hit by a couple of the explosions, and I died. So there's some things where storming is going to cause a lot more of a problem than you actually think it's going to cause. But overall, it's going to be something that everyone really, really needs to keep an eye out for, even if you are ranged. You're not going to have to worry about it 99% of the time, but you are going to have to keep an eye out for it, especially in a place like Grimrail Depot, where it is small and compact. That I think it's that second boss when you're on the train, right in the beginning. You're going to be right there with that boss, and you're going to have a very small area. So people are going to be getting hit from that storming. So you have to really, really keep an eye out for. Obviously, you got your Shrouded, and this week you're going to have your Fortified. Now, overall this week, in my personal opinions, is not a bad week. If you have a healer that is competent enough to be able to deal with bursting effectively, you're not going to have to worry about that. You're not going to have to worry about that because they're going to be able to either dispel it, they're able to heal it, or they're going to take care of it correctly. If the DPS works with the healer right, boom, it's an easy affix to deal with. You don't even have to really worry about it. Think about it. As for the storming, if you have a bunch of people that are ranged, if you have melee, if you have a tank that's competent enough to be able to move them, it's going to be fine. You're going to work out well. As for everything as a whole, you're going to have to be careful because of fortified. Now, fortified, it's going to increase the damage of the other ads, of all, the people in the ads and things like that. Now, this is where things might get a little iffy. If you have a big mob and you have a couple of burstings go off and you get hit with the fortified on a really, really hard boss, for instance, that Hulk in Grimrail, or if you have too many of the ads in Gambit, after they get bigger, you got to really, really be careful of that. Now, it's been a long time. I really think you really should keep an eye out for those. Now, as for Shrouded, it's there. It's not going to really cause you too many problems. It's pretty much a standard. You're going to be able to roll through it. I wouldn't be too worried about it. We've kind of encountered it over the past 4 weeks to learn how they're going to operate, and it's going to be fine. You'll be able to work with it pretty damn well. So I wouldn't be too worried. So overall, I would say, this week is a really, really good push week. If you have a group of people that you play with and you're pushing, do it. This is a really, really good week for that. I'm getting to the point now where my hunter is starting to creep onto 17s and 18s with a lot of the keys, and this is a really good week to kind of see if I can get a couple of those bigger keys done or 20 done or something like that. So we're gonna see how that goes. And what piece is your question in getting? Now, as for everything else, you should have, if you are playing in raid, or at least you're doing your LFR, you should have your 1 dinar. The dinars are going to be the things that are going to give you lots of your, lots of different equipment and things like that from the vendors. Now, I would definitely take the time to look into that and make sure, if you're going to pick one out, you're going to pick out the right one. All right. So, as for that, I would definitely take a look and think about it. All right. So, all in all, once again, my name is Pete, also known as Lord PeteyTV. I am on Twitch every single Monday through Friday from about 3 till about 11 o'clock at night. I've been trying to keep those schedules. I might be on and off about 15 minutes up and down, but just know that I greatly appreciate, and I thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video and hang out. If you are watching this video while I am on, my short break taking care of my kid, I appreciate you for sticking around, and I'll be back shortly. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are, if you have any questions, comments, leave them below. Hit subscribe on our YouTube page. Make sure you come to Twitch. Hit that that follow button to see when we go live. I appreciate it. I love you all. I'll see you soon. Dream big, keep gaming. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Because I know that some of the stuff that you're gonna do is gonna be different. Let's see. 2, 1.